Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Season 4 of the After Hours Gaming League. This is your host, JW Schmo from Team Raytheon. We are in the regular season, and we have a fantastic matchup between Raytheon and NetSuite for you this week. A little bit of history. Raytheon went all the way to the championship match in the playoffs in B-League Season 3. NetSuite just barely missed out in a crushing defeat against Yelp to send them out of the playoffs in Season 3. We are going to have a fantastic match here today and two fairly evenly matched teams. Let's get to the action. In the upper left-hand corner, playing for NetSuite is Gato Bits as the Blue Protoss. And in the bottom right-hand corner, playing for Team Raytheon as the Red Zerg is the ever-famous The Great. Alright, so now, After Hours Gaming League, for those of you that do not know, is a charity tournament. Teams face off in the virtual battlefield against each other in an attempt to bring in money for the charity of their choice. In the case of our friends at NetSuite, they are sponsoring the charity Doctors Without Borders. A little bit of history about Doctors Without Borders. It is an international independent medical humanitarian organization that delivers emergency aid to people affected by armed conflict, epidemics, natural and man-made disasters, and exclusion from healthcare in more than 60 countries. A private non-profit organization, Doctors Without Borders, was founded in 1971 as the first non-governmental organization to both provide emergency medical assistance and bear witness publicly to the plight of people it assists. So a shout out to Doctors Without Borders, excellent choice NetSuite, a very noble cause to defend. And for Raytheon, the ever-famous Math Counts is being sponsored once again. Math Counts is in its 30th year, and it is best known for its competition program that makes math as exciting as a school sport through a series of local and state competitions in all 50 states in the U.S. Math Counts also runs the club program that provides free resources and structure to any school that wants to have an organized math club, and recently launched the Real Math Challenge, a free online contest that has students create their own math teaching videos. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in math, check out Math Counts online. Alright, so we've got some interesting things going on here in this game. While we were introducing the charities and the teams, it does look like our Protoss player is going for an early expansion. He hasn't even finished off a forge and a gateway, and he already has his natural out. This is going to put a little bit of a disadvantage on our Zerg player, who has not gotten his spawning pool out. However, never underestimate the Great. We do have our first assimilator down here for our friend in blue. Let's just take a look at some of these tabs. Not too much going on. APM is off the charts. How much of it, though, is actually useful? We don't know. It does look like a photon cannon is going to go down, but that drone is going to make a daring escape and survive with barely its tail in place. The Great is responding in due course, grabbing his third base at the natural expansion there. Excellent decision, going for the macro play against a macro playing Proton. And we need more oxygen in this room because I don't have enough to verbalize the excitement for regular season number 4. We've got Queens in production. We've got a Zealot in production. Every move matters. They are playing for the entry fee into the playoffs. An eject there on the main hatchery. The other queens have not yet spawned. It does look like that third is going to pop right around the 545 mark. And we've got a mothership core being built, ladies and gentlemen. So not too much going on here at the moment. It does look like we are going to be settling in for a long macro game. Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to take a moment here, pause the replay, get some hot chocolate and settle in, maybe light the fireplace and get warm, because this is going to be a long match on Frost. We do have the Cybernetics Core researching the warp gate technology. Excellent decision, fairly typical play. Protoss grabbing some more gateways and another pylon, going with the Stargate. So this is some surprise play here by our Protoss player, trying to do some trickery. An excellent choice against a Zerg opponent. However, there is a slight problem with this decision. Our Zerg player is getting ahead in the macro. It does look like Gato Bitch is going to be able to take out the Zerglings in due course, forcing our Zerg opponent to pull away, unfortunately. Zerg doing an excellent job getting some defense here in this mid-game against a potential starport attack, laying down a spore on his third. He has not seen, though, definitively, that there is a starport. This is very conservative play here from our our Zerg player. He is laying down a second, and it does look like a third spore crawler. Excellent defense against any sort of trickery. It does look like this Oracle is going to find itself a little bit preempted. Focus. And he's coming along the side. He's coming up. He's north of the third. He's going to try and swing around, but he is going to be detected by the Overlord. That Overlord is key. The Great has now so much information here. He knows that there is an Oracle on the field. That is going to tell him so much about this matchup. And that Oracle is going to be pushed back, very ineffective when there is a spore crawler in the mix. This is giving the Great so much intel without having to fully scout. It does look like our Protoss player, Gato Bitch, is going with a Phoenix. Excellent decision there, sir. Trying to make use of that technology that he has built. And let's get out of that. Alright. We've got some more gateways going down. Looks like those are finished. However, Gato Bitch has not transformed them into warp gates, unfortunately for him. It does look like there is some scouting going on here by the Great, trying to grab the Zelnaga Tower, and really just continuing, ladies and gentlemen, to play the macro game. Hydraulics Den being created. It does look like these Zerglings are going to be sending out to scout here, really trying to contain his Protoss player, nailing that third base. It does look like Protoss is going to be contained right now. He's going to have to cancel that third base. Not really a lot of units here to defend against Zerglings. Could get swarmed very easily. We do see some Phoenixes in here trying to do some damage to the Zerglings, bypassing. Oh my! Lift those Zerglings, sir! Lift them and destroy them. Oh, now this is interesting. The Great is going for his fourth base. With Protoss only on 2 bases, we're going to start to see the Zerg opponent get slightly ahead in his macro game. Phoenix is not catching the Overlords. There they are. These Overlords are going to have a very hard time getting away. One Overlord does fall. It does look like another one is about to fall, if I can actually keep it on there. A second one is going to fall, and a third one now is going to go down. Unfortunately, that Overlord is going to the slaughterhouse. Excellent units of the Phoenix in this matchup. It does look like Zerg has no response to that just yet. However, we have Hydralisks being built as we speak. They are going to be able to do some serious counter damage to our friend the Phoenix. Another Overlord goes down. Our Zerg player is now supply blocked. He is in a little bit of a precarious position from a supply standpoint. This is going to give our Protoss opponent the ability to reclaim some of that economic loss, in which he does an excellent use of that timing, grabbing his third base. Very nice indeed. We do have an observer down here. It does look like that is going to allow our Protoss player to do the scouting. However, these overlords are coming over to offer some assistance. It does look like the Phoenixes are going to be coming in and doing some damage again on those overlords, just getting beaten down here by these Phoenixes, not having the response in position. However, it does look like the Phoenixes are going to be pushed back by the Hydralisk. Excellent job. Ground carapace and missile attacks now at +1 for our Zerg player. The Great doing a fantastic job of researching his upgrades. Alright, we've got a Colossus on the field. We've got 2 Colossus on the field here now. Excellent job by our Protoss player. This is going to allow him to counter this ground force here of Roaches, Zerglings, and Hydralisks. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got a match. 14 minutes into this game, and we've got excellent map control here by our Zerg player. However, Protoss making a valid attempt here to make a push in and halt that economic gain. It does look like the Great is going to take advantage of those Phoenixes being out of position, attacking that Queen, trying to make a push in. However, he's getting pushed back by the Colossus. Excellent job here by our Protoss player, forcing the Great back to the watchtower. He has no choice but to retreat at this point. Back to the creep. And now Protoss looks like he is getting ready to respond to the threat. We've got motion. It does look like our Protoss player is beginning his push into Zerg territory. He is taking out the first set of creep. That Queen has been caught completely off guard. And he advances. However, unbeknownst to him, Zerglings have pushed back. They are going for the counter-strike. They're going into his natural. His entire army is out front, and these Zerglings are going to be able to push in. They are getting shots at this cannon, forcing this entire Protoss army to sit there and wait. Oh, Zealots on the field. However, these Zerglings are going right into the main, just trying to create some havoc, create a distraction, forcing our Protoss player to utilize valuable APM in order to defend his main. However, he isn't sending the Zealots in. This forge may go down. In the meantime, though, he is going to take out this 4th base here from the Zerg opponent. He is very effectively using those 3 Colossus to do massive damage across the area. A 4th Colossus is incoming. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got a matchup right here. It does look like our Protoss player is pushing back. Roaches are advancing. Ooh, one of the Colossus is going to go down from being out of position, and force fields are devastating the Roaches. The only thing that can save our Zerg player now are these Corruptors targeting each of the Colossus, moving back and forth. Force field's doing an excellent job here. Look at those beautiful blue force fields matching the color of our Protoss player. He is advancing further, and in the addendum to that is grabbing his 4th base now. Very good advancement. This is looking very close here. This is going to be a defense of all defenses. Zerg has to hold this. Excellent force fields here by our Protoss player. However, the Corruptors are taking out the Colossus. It's all up to the Stalkers now, and the force fields are going down, which is leaving just the Stalkers against Roaches. Not exactly the best matchup. Another Colossus is gonna fall. Right click. Oh my, the right click. But don't worry, those Stalkers are +3 in attack. Only on After Hours Gaming League. Now let's see what happens here. It does look like our Protoss player is going to be able to hold off these Roaches. My goodness. 2 of them are running. Run, little Roach, run! Oh my, and the shift has changed. No Colossus means now our Zerg player, the Great, can make a counter argument, and a very effective one indeed. These Zealots are now getting picked off. They are not fast enough, but it does look like we've got a huge amount of sentries on the field. They are going to really lay down the force field, forcing these roaches to engage or die. The Corruptors are going to immediately target fire this Colossus, doing a very effective job. The sentries, though, are falling. They do not have enough energy, and the Stalkers are going to have to retreat. It is not looking good for the Protoss player. Gato Bit going to be losing his fourth without really getting a good economic gain from it. It's down to 3 bases. Meanwhile, our Zerg player, the Great, is expanded to his 4th base. Again, we've got a Psionic Storm being researched here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if that turns the tide. However, these warp gates are falling to the large roach force. Hydralisks are pushing forward. However, these High Templar do have Storm, but they are delayed in being able to throw it down. The energy content right now is not ready and able to assist the smaller Stalker force. And as a result, these warp gates are going to continue to fall, and fall they shall. High Templar is still not ready. The Robo is going to fall, and now we shall see the storm. And a pushback by Zerg. Realizing the threat to his units, he pulls back away. However, he is putting himself in an awkward position. He could easily be trapped. If these High Templar can get a good couple storms in, that will turn the tide. Can he get these plays in? An excellent storm there right in the middle. However, Zerg pushes back, avoiding the major damage that could have been accrued. Not enough storms going down. More storms are going to be needed. Being very judicious with those storms. Trying to advance. However, it might be too late. Just too late. Zerg now advancing. High Templar out of position against his normal army. However, the Zerg force is just a wee bit too slow in order to take out that force and catch them off guard. More High Templar being built. These High Templar are going to define whether this match is a win or a loss for Protoss. It all comes down to whether these storms can be used effectively. He is rebuilding his gateways. However, Zerg right now is setting the trap. Looking at the units lost tab, Protoss down by 5 grand. Not a good argument to be had. Gato Bits utilizing some of his less gassed High Templar to create Archons. Our Zerg unit is clearing out the rocks. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And here we go. This is the push, ladies and gentlemen. This will decide who goes home with the win. Archons are being used as bait. Some force fields go down, and there are the storms, ladies and gentlemen. Storms are everywhere, just decimating this Zerg opponent. However, not enough. And Gato Bit is going to take the first loss for a very well played match between Raytheon and NetSuite. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is game 1 of week 1 of the regular season. We've got Raytheon playing against NetSuite, and ladies and gentlemen, game 1 has gone to Raytheon. This is JW Shimo from Team Raytheon. Stay tuned for the game number 2.